Incredibly delicate and difficult task to have to balance these issues by authorities at the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Japan without breaking sovereign bond markets. Ministry of Finance issues ever more JGBs flooding into the market with supply. Much of that supply has indirectly been bought by the Bank of Japan, effectively monetizing the debt. So what's the issue now? Why can't the Bank of Japan just keep buying JGBs? What's the problem? This is why this moment is different and dangerous. Since July 2024, Bank of Japan began to taper its JGB buying. Why are they doing that? It's not because of inflation. It's because the Bank of Japan's JGB buying actually hit a limit. When you own half of outstanding JGBs, severely distorting market forces and natural pricing mechanisms by literally setting hard stop lines in the sand, offering to buy unlimited quantities of JGBs, owning 100% of certain issuances. When you intrude in markets at that level, then you impair and you destroy the existing normal market infrastructure. You destroy trading liquidity. You see critical market participants like market makers and ARBs disappear. Futures markets and hedging instruments completely malfunction. You have days that go by where no cash trades are made in cash JGB markets. You distort fixed income pricing and trading. You eventually have a literal non-functioning market as a severe side effect of this experiment in extreme easing. You completely reshape the behavior of how markets operate. And that's what the Bank of Japan created, and that's what the Bank of Japan is limited by, and that's what the Bank of Japan is currently trying to fix via its tapering. That's what the dilemma is. If the Bank of Japan reverts back to full-on QQE and JGB buying, then they dig themselves further in the hole of market dysfunction. But if they continue tapering, then they reveal what true market demand, absent BOJ and absent the knowledge of the BOJ backstop being there, is. And what they're finding out is that demand is almost non-existent. The problem is, once again, too much supply of especially long-end JGBs versus too little market demand to mop it up, and a very dysfunctional market in and of itself. So why is this dangerous? Higher long-dated JGB yields breaking new record levels means higher long-dated US Treasury yields. And higher US Treasury yields actually do have material consequences to markets and to the real economy and to the government and to budget policy and to the Fed and so on. The second risk is also one of market illiquidity and functionality outside of Japan. We're increasingly seeing erratic market swings and volatile behavior in cash US Treasury markets, and episodes of sharp swings and blowups occurring with greater frequency. We're seeing this in DM, government bond markets everywhere. This is what happens when non-economic central bank whales have enormous market presence in their respective government bond markets and then leave those distorted footprints behind. The more intrusive the central bank, the more dysfunctional that market becomes. And nobody has been more free market destroying than the Bank of Japan and the JGB market. And currently underway is an attempt by the Bank of Japan to taper out of the JGB markets and reveal what they have done to them. The Ministry of Finance is attempting to jawbone a twist in duration. Any slip up or unforeseen pocket of illiquidity that only reveals itself in real time can trigger a sharp move in global bond markets. And that has implications not just on market volatility, but policy volatility. Japan needs someone to fill in the shoes of the Bank of Japan. There aren't shoes big enough to do so. That is a dangerous market.